Hello everyone, welcome back. So I'm going to make a quick video today about the theory of disease and what people postulate or think where disease comes from. And this is a tricky one because there are many different theories, and the worldwide or the global consensus on the theory of what causes disease is the germ theory, that germs cause disease. And this has led us down the track of all the pharmaceutical companies and medicines and what they call drugs in the USA. So they are all geared towards killing or destroying something. So either a bacteria, a pathogen, a parasite, a virus, a microbe, a fungus, so something in our bodies that is that's causing the balance to be out. So all of these pharmaceuticals are targeted towards one specific thing and to kill or to stop or to inhibit this one thing. So this is quite interesting because this theory of disease, this germ theory, goes back to the year 1000, and it can even go back to the biblical times where people thought or believed that germs or something, some pathogen causes disease, which is an interesting theory. I'll talk about that theory first, and then I'll move on to some other theories that people have. And then I'll move into what I would think would cause disease after I've explained some of my reasoning. So back in the year 1000, there were a few doctors postulating about the germ theory, that germs cause disease. So Sina in the year 1025, Francesco Fracastero in the year 1500, von Plensitz in the 1600s. Then came the big germ boom in the 1800s. So there were many of them. There was Louis Pasteur, who pasteurized things and who isolated certain acids that could kill a pathogen in a silkworm, which saved the French silk industry because they could isolate the specific pupa with this parasite on it, and then they could use the acid to kill the parasite. So this is slightly different because this parasite is on the worm, so you can take away the parasite and the worm will continue to live. But how healthy is that worm in the first place? I'll just quickly speak about the contrasting theory that might cause disease. If we look at nature, nature is always trying to get the balance back, so to have everything in good health. Healthy plants are not attacked by insects. Healthy plants do not get disease. Diseased plants or sick plants or malnourished plants, plants that are not healthy, get attacked by bugs and disease and bacteria and fungi to return it to the soil and to get better soil health for the next plant that grows. It's the same with fungi. Fungi are there in nature to return things to the soil, to kind of recycle and make a better environment for the next plants. It's the same with all insects or worms. For example, earthworms, they digest diseased or rotten material to make soil, to make it healthier. So it's always trying to make healthy soil for healthy plants. So if this is in balance, there will be health. Once that plant is over its healthy stage and it's going to die, then all those animals and insects and things come into play because they'll return it back and help to degrade it more quickly. So if we hold on to this idea that we have in nature, that everything is there to balance it out and to return things into the cycle quicker, then we have an idea of why disease comes. So move on from Pasteur to Koch, who did investigations, and he worked with anthrax. Then there was also Lister, who worked in sanitation. He helped people start washing their hands more. Semmelweis, who was also part of the hygiene movement in the 1850s. John Snow and cholera in the UK, who found the connection between fecal matter and cholera disease. Then there was also it was also Semmelweis who worked in the hospitals and noticed that there was a connection with doctors doing autopsies and then delivering babies. So that helped to bring down mortality from 18% to 2%. So through hygiene principles. So if we look at these again, it's bacteria or germs that is helping to recycle, helping to degrade something that's taken from that degrading object to something else, something healthy, something living, and then it starts accumulating again. So we see that something that is accelerating decay and helping to return things to the soil to make the soil healthy, that is being put into a body, and it finds somewhere, and then it starts to recycle or to degrade the body. So if we look at it that way, disease is something that wants to return the balance. So if we are out of balance, it's going to try and decay us, return us to the soil quicker. So that's disease. Disease makes us sick and wants to kill us or decay us, return us to the soil. So that is what all these pathogens do. The bad bacteria, the parasites, the bugs, the insects, the viruses, all of these pathogens come in when we are not, our bodies are not as strong as they are supposed to be. If our bodies are strong and our immune systems are good, we don't even notice these pathogens when they come in. We have many pathogens coming into our bodies every single day, but we have defenses, and if we are healthy and we have all of these things in place, then there's no problem. If our skin is intact, if our nose is healthy and it stops in things from coming in, our ears have wax. So all of these different places, our mouths have saliva. So all of these things help to stop something from coming in. It tells it, we are healthy. I am healthy. I cannot be attacked. I am not ready to return to the soil. So that's what the Bible also says. From dust you came, from dust to dust you will return. So from dust to dust. So all of these things are trying to help and return us to the dust. So when there's an imbalance, disease comes. So we see this in some of the modern day doctors' theories, and they try to return the balance. So in the modern age, there's lots of antibiotics and pharmaceuticals. So what does antibiotics do? They kill bacteria. So it's antibiotic against life. So it stops things growing. The problem with that is we are made up of more bacterial than human. We are more bacteria than we have human cells. If you look at on a cellular level, there are millions and billions of bacteria on us, in us, and we only have hundreds of human cells. So the problem with that is that we're killing all the bacteria, we're throwing out the balance, and we invite more disease. It's the same with when we eat things that are diseased. We invite disease to come in. If we eat something that's already decaying, that's wanting to return to the soil, we are introducing that disease. So as I was saying, the antibiotics, they are anti-life. They kill everything inside of you. And there's research that shows that your intestinal bacteria can take up to 4 years to recover from one bout of antibiotics. So if you are taking multiple doses of antibiotics, it takes much longer to recover, and for your intestinal flora and your intestinal bacteria to recover. So instead of antibiotics beginning the end of disease, it has actually ushered in more disease. So there's even more disease because it disturbs the balance for a long time. So it actually invites more disease in. So you stay in this disease cycle. Your body is out of balance, you get sick, you go to the doctor, they give you pharmaceuticals, takes away your symptoms, but it makes you sicker. It doesn't stop the cause. It doesn't bring the balance back. It just disturbs the balance even more, and then you continue in this cycle. And you keep going back, and every time you get a different medication, and it just continues in this perpetual cycle of disease. So you are not getting better, you're not treating the cause, you are just getting sicker and sicker. So how do we get out of this? So we return to nature, the natural things. You're eating living food, so food that is not disease, that is not a problem, that is not returning to the soil. So things that are growing. You pick the apple, it's still alive. You eat it, those seeds are still alive, they will start growing. All of the fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, they have the ability to still grow. They are growing and living foods. So they help to return the balance to your bodies. Water is also a balancer. Mushrooms can bring in the balance. They help to eliminate harmful things that are in your body and bring back the balance. So there's a doctor, Dr. Sebi, who proposed that disease is caused by mucus. It's a buildup of mucus. So what does mucus do, or your lymphatic system? The mucus binds to the pathogen and it eliminates it, so it brings back the balance. So it keeps you healthy and strong, your mucus. But if it's not moving, if it's not doing anything, it builds up. So where that builds up, disease will follow, because it's trying to degrade and return this to the earth, if I can put it that way. So disease is to bring balance. So if we are out of balance, we can get disease. So if we want to bring back the balance, we need to bring back healing, natural, living foods. Then we should not be eating the dead animals, which have no ability to do anything. They will just return to the earth. Whereas a fruit with seed in it, a seed that will grow, all of those vegetables and plants, they can grow again. You can cut a leaf, stick a leaf in water or in the ground, and it will start growing again. So they are all living things. If you are going to eat a rotting leaf, then you're introducing something that's wanting to die, return to the soil, into your body. And that will then lead to your body wanting to return to the soil. So balance, all of this is balance. So yes, there are germs, pathogens exist, but if our body is in balance, if we are healthy, if we are strong, they will not affect us. It's the same with the predominant pathogen around now. If we have a strong immunity, if we have a strong body, we don't even know we are sick. It will just come and go. It's when there's this imbalance that we get really sick and you have to go to the ICU and they give you oxygen and they do all kinds of things where if they can remove the blockage, you remove the mucus, then you are fine, which the one doctor in Johannesburg is doing. He puts a scope down and he sucks out the mucus plugs out of the lungs and people recover. So all of this is a buildup of mucus, and mucus accumulates in a high-fat, high-animal protein diet or lifestyle. Mucus starts moving and helping and doing what it's supposed to, healing, when you introduce high-fiber, high-fluid, high-mineral and vitamin content foods. So if we look at the cause of disease or the theory of disease, the germ theory does not work anymore, because the germ theory is based on there's a germ and you have to kill that germ. We've seen that that doesn't work. The pharmaceutical industry is there to kill germs. They give you things that kill germs, but it just makes us sicker and sicker. You never heal. You don't treat the cause, which is the imbalance. in your body, if we can treat the imbalance, if you can zoom into what the problem is, you can bring the body back into balance. And that can be done by plants and medicines and herbal remedies and things that we get from nature. So this is my mission. This is what I believe my pathway is, what God has put me on, is to learn about health and how naturally to bring back the balance and treat the cause so that you can get your body back into balance. So by using naturopathy, the ancient practices of medicine which uses natural products, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, which is the traditional Indian medicine, herbalism, herbal remedies, naturopathy, as I said, hydrotherapies, those are all natural ways to bring back your body's balance. So if we look at kind of different parts of it, we can put it into the acronym New Start. So nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, the balance, air, religion, so God, you need religion as well, and time, you need rest. So in all of those, if we have a balance, we can bring our body's health, our immunity, our inner strength, we can bring that back into balance. So in my life, I started studying physiology, how the body works. So I have a background in how the body works, and then we moved on how to diet influences biology and how we can help that. So dietetics. I also did sports science, which is how the body moves and works. So I have the background of the physiology, and now I'm studying the public health part, the naturopathy, the herbalism, the medicines of the world. So the plants and how they influence our bodies and how they can best bring about that shift of balance, to look at what causes your problem and then how to bring that back into balance. Sometimes it's as easy as hot and cold therapy. Sometimes it's a little more tricky, and you have to look at different layers and different levels of plants to bring in to support different organs to work together. So your liver is important because your liver is where your energy is stored, where your iron is stored, where your glucose breakdown happens, where your hormone productions happens, where protein production happens. So a lot of functions are in the liver. Your liver is also the organ that helps to detox. It works together with your lymphatic system to get rid of all the toxins. So it's important to keep your liver healthy. So often the first organs that you target are the organs of elimination. So your liver, your kidneys, your intestinal tract, and your colon. So if you help to eliminate the toxins and eliminate what can harbor disease, then you can start looking at what the true cause of disease is. And often other problems can come back to this origin. They've seen that, and I've linked this in other videos, that diseases of the brain, or things, I don't really want to call them diseases, but disorders or behavioral disturbances can start from your gut, your microbiome. Things like diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, ADHD spectrum, they are linked to microbiome, your microbiome. Also allergies can be linked to your microbiome and build up of different substances. So if we can look at this, bring your body back into balance, then we can start looking at what is the true cause of disease. The theory of disease, the germ theory, is an interesting one because there's always something that causes disease, but that is coming because there's an imbalance, because there's no health. So we need to shift that back so that we can get health. So I look forward to making more videos and sharing with you some more. As always, stay healthy, and to God be the glory.